Fortnite or PUBG? Believe it or not, there was a time when asking this wasn't such a crazy question. The gaming community was deeply divided over which game would carry the Battle Royale banner into the future, and in 2018, PUBG seemed poised to take the crown. With its gritty realism and familiar mechanics, coupled with its head start, it quickly amassed a loyal player base, and it felt like a sure thing that it would be the dominant game. But then Fortnite changed everything. With just a few groundbreaking seasons from 3 to 7, Fortnite went from being the colorful underdog to the unstoppable juggernaut. Fortnite wasn't just winning the Battle Royale war, it had redefined it. And for PUBG, let's just say the competition wasn't even close. For millions of people just like myself, we all migrated from PUBG to Fortnite during Chapter 1 at some point. I think many of us can relate, we just got fatigued of PUBG. It felt like PUBG had hit a ceiling, like they couldn't really get any better. The combination of PUBG getting stale and Fortnite producing some of the greatest gaming content we've ever seen was a no-brainer in making the switch. But that's not to say there wasn't highs for PUBG during 2018. I myself had even put in about 1,500 hours in about one summer. Drink your water. With Battle Royales being so new, I was so addicted when it came to playing this game. Between the absolute suspense that you get from a game like PUBG, which is much more slower and methodical as compared to Fortnite, where everything is just crazy and in your face, it really felt like those moments I had with PUBG were the best I'd ever had in gaming to that point. Nothing was scarier than going through a house looting and all of a sudden opening a door and boom, you're dead. People don't know that PUBG's Battle Royale was actually out before Fortnite. The false claims that PUBG had copied Fortnite were simply untrue. PUBG was actually using Fortnite's servers, their Unreal editor, to run their game. And when Epic saw the success that PUBG was having with their Battle Royale, Epic thought, why don't we do that with Fortnite? Why don't we make our own Battle Royale? And of course, with that, the rest is history. But let's not forget, PUBG was truly no slouch. In December 2017, PUBG actually had a 3.25 million concurrent player count. To have over 3 million people playing your game at one time is something not many games can say. But as you can see on this chart, the further we got into 2018, the further away PUBG got from hitting their high. Fortnite's explosion on our culture in 2018 will forever be studied. And unfortunately for PUBG, they might be the biggest victim of it all. You could argue there wasn't any other game that lost more players than PUBG. And here we are 6 years later. And as someone who's been playing Fortnite since 2018, I wanted to go back and give this game another try. I wanted to see what had changed, what had gotten better, what had gotten worse.
What do nightmares taste like anyway?
Would I even be able to make it through one match of this slow-paced game? As someone who comes from playing Fortnite, all I'm used to is craziness in my face all the time. And if you've played PUBG, you recognize how slow-paced it is compared to the other. But after playing PUBG for a few days, I was actually genuinely surprised with how much fun I had. And in this video, I want to talk about the things that I noticed. So come with me. Almost every one of my channel's viewers is not subscribed to the channel. Do me a huge favor and hit that subscription button. We're trying to get monetized. My dog and I. First, I want to talk about what surprised me the most when playing this game again. Right off the bat, when I jumped out the airplane and started looking around, the first thing that caught me off guard was how good the graphics were. One of the main aspects that pulled away so many people from PUBG to Fortnite was simply the art style and all those colors, coupled up with the intense competitive gaming that everyone was experiencing when they played Fortnite. But what I immediately noticed when I started playing PUBG again was that the graphics had come so far. This game actually genuinely looks gorgeous. And with the vast array of maps from desert to snow to city to jungle, you get every aspect you could want and they all look amazing. Another aspect that drew so many people to Fortnite was the fluidity, how easy it was to play Fortnite. And so when I jumped back into PUBG, I was actually a little nervous about how hard and difficult it would be to get back into the flow of things with looting and running around, because I just remember this game being very jagged, very snappy, pretty much the exact opposite of Fortnite. But I couldn't have been more wrong. The game has actually become so smooth, so fluid. I could legitimately feel my hand shaking at one point, dude. I found it very easy to go through my weapons, putting on attachments, moving things around. And either I've gotten a lot better at video games in the last 6 years, which is possible, but I think PUBG has also come a very long way in some of their mechanics and the way it looks. When jumping into random squad games or duos, I was actually very surprised at how friendly people were.
Hung out the window in the car and let a grenade go and killed us all. Team killed us all.
No.
So we reported him and he got banned. But still.
If you remember PUBG back in 2018, you either heard China #1 and a few other things that would get me kicked off of YouTube. But every game I got matched up with someone extremely cool, extremely friendly, and maybe I'm just that nice of a guy, but I like to think that the people still playing PUBG are probably really nice now because they just appreciate people being on PUBG to play it with them. Which is quite the opposite of communities like Siege, who are extremely toxic because their game has collapsed so far that they're so miserable at their game state that they're mean to everyone that they play with, which is a huge reason why many old games do die online.
Bro needs to learn how to make callouts.
Communities are made up of individuals, and individuals who get mad at the game for dying eventually become sour towards anything that's related to that game. That's actually a major reason so many online games die. Their communities get upset that their game is no longer as popular, and in doing so they become very toxic, and that toxicity eventually makes it all the way to the newbies, and when newbies see toxicity as soon as they join a game, they're not going to want to stay on that game. They're going to keep looking for something else.
You're right again.
Now, as a Fortnite player going back to PUBG and experiencing it for the first time in 6 years, I have to say I was absolutely caught off guard at the size of the maps. It is not a joke when they say you're not just fighting 100 other people in PUBG, you're also fighting the storm. Countless games I found myself dying in the storm because I didn't realize I needed to move quick enough, and let me tell you, there are not nearly enough cars in this game. I mean, even Fortnite players know at this point that even when you're in the storm, you're not safe. There are rats everywhere. The pacing of every single game is so much slower than what you get in Fortnite. Now, of course, there's always big cities you can hot drop at, and you're going to get a lot of fighting in those cities, but the time in between your initial landing and those late game fights can have you honestly running around for 20 minutes without seeing anybody. Some of these maps are so big they'd actually give Grand Theft Auto 5 a run for their money. With Fortnite having 0 builds for the last couple years, the gunplay wasn't as jarring as I thought it would be going from Fortnite to PUBG. And while there's no doubt it is much harder to aim in PUBG, all those hours Fortnite players have been spending in 0 builds may actually give them a chance to enjoy PUBG. I used to always say it's so difficult to go back to PUBG from Fortnite as a builds player because one of the great aspects of Fortnite is that you can be in the field, you can get shot at, and you can still build up to protect yourself. But in PUBG, you can be running through a field and just get shot and it's over. You have no idea who shot you, where it came from, and you're just going back to lobby. I just looted for 24 minutes and now I'm dead after running 200 meters. And I really believe for so many it was in those moments after they died and having no idea how they died is what led them to get frustrated with PUBG initially and seek out games like Fortnite. PUBG is also a looting simulator. If you don't enjoy the aspect of looting, you're not going to get the full effect of PUBG. The reality is you have to enjoy looting because if you spend 20 minutes looting and then only 2 minutes fighting, you're going to find yourself extremely frustrated. But if you felt really good about the kit you had when you died, then whatever, you had a good time looting.
Damn, I'm looking good.
One thing I did not expect to find was that PUBG now has emotes, but this really should come as no surprise. One of the main attractions to Fortnite is their emotes. It's one of the main reasons the game felt so unique, so fun. Being able to randomly dance in the middle of games with other players is a unique experience that wasn't really normal up until Fortnite and different battle royales. So when I got headshotted from across the map and some guy started emoting on me, I was extremely confused as to what I was watching.
What is this?
And that leads me into one of the biggest areas that I think PUBG has really improved on, their overall presentation. You can notice a huge improvement on these things from the wallpapers between games, the details and style of clothes that are available, the emotes that you can now buy, the battle pass that is now integrated into the game. It's no secret once you start playing PUBG again that they took so many cues from Fortnite to make their own game better, which is fair because it looks like all these battle royales, Call of Duty and Apex included, have all borrowed ideas from one another to make their game more sound, which is what you're supposed to do. That's what competition does. Competition makes everyone, including yourself, better. When organizations or teams know that they're the undisputed #1, many of them will coast. Many of them will not try as hard because they know what's going to happen if we don't. No one's going to catch up to us. But when you have someone else nipping at your heels, someone that's trying to take your #1 spot, you're going to keep working as hard as possible to make sure that that person doesn't replace you. And many could argue that the decline of Fortnite could be in relation to the fact that they destroyed all the competition, that for so long they really seemed like the only viable battle royale. But if you've seen the last couple of years, that's just simply not the case anymore. Apex, Duty, PUBG, Escape from Tarkov, all these new games carved out their own substantial player bases. When it comes to the learning curve of someone like myself coming from Fortnite to PUBG, it is not nearly as high as I thought it would be. If you've ever played 0 builds with a builds player, we've all shared the pain of seeing that player run into battle thinking that they can take on 4 players to only get eliminated instantly. And all of this leads to the question, is PUBG worth playing in 2024? And honestly, the answer is, yeah, boy. Yes. Let's just drink your water. When I came up with this video's idea, I did not expect to enjoy playing this game as much as I thought I would. I genuinely was a lot better than I thought I would be. While the learning curve was not as difficult as I thought it would be to get back into the game, I did recognize I had to completely change my playing style when it came to PUBG. In Fortnite, you really can make mistakes. In games like PUBG, you make a mistake, you get a bullet to the cranium, and you're back to the lobby. And I think Fortnite players would have a ton of fun in PUBG if they just entered with the right mindset. You have to know you have to be more patient. You have to play a little differently. Whether I was playing with some of my friends or some people that I had filled with, we really had some great conversations as we traversed those massive maps. I mean, at times it felt like we were Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas crossing Middle-earth. These maps truly are massive. I cannot express that enough. But that's not to say they're all massive. There are some really small maps that make for a lot quicker gameplay, a lot more gunfights, and a lot more interactions with your enemies. And if you're someone who is worried about the slow pace of PUBG, just hot drop. This game will make you better at Fortnite. Not only does it force you to get better at your aim, you become so much more aware of your surroundings, from sound to your peripherals. Games like PUBG make you realize how important important it is to have good positioning to know where your enemies are. And it's because of this, I would recommend PUBG to any Fortnite player. As always, hit that sub button and turn on notifications. Go out there and do something great.